I'd like to call the June 11th regular Board of Education meeting to order. Everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. I'd like to welcome our newly elected Student Council President, Jimmy Gallivan, to the podium.
So these past few weeks have been relatively busy at the high school, so I'm going to give an update of kind of what's been happening as well as what's going to happen. In terms of 21st century knowledge and skills in student life, we want to wish good luck to all the Somer students who are taking their Regents and final exams in the coming weeks. Additionally, senior convocation was a huge success. Congratulations to all students who won awards. Senior events are also in full swing. Last week, an ice cream truck came for seniors while we received and signed each other's yearbooks. And tomorrow is Senior Sunset. It's going to be a big event with a barbecue truck, Ben & Jerry's Sundays, long games, and more. And Thursday is the final day of normal classes, and senior send-off will be held at 12:30. In the arts, our music department is preparing for graduation with both the band and choir making performances at the ceremony. Additionally, our SHS band is preparing for Bandemonium on Friday, June 21st. At Bandemonium, the SHS band will perform with all the other bands in the district from SMS and SIS in front of the high school on the 21st. There will also be food, games, and live music. In student council elections have been held as of today. Our new executive board is as follows: President Jimmy Gallivan, Vice President Augustus Infanti, and Parliamentarian Julia Klein. And multiple positions remain open and will be filled in the coming weeks. In terms of social, emotional, physical wellness and counseling, counselors are currently working in conjunction with administration to create schedules for students next year to ensure that students have the best schedules possible. An especially important focus for counselors is that in these past few weeks is working with our senior students and parents to ensure that our seniors cross the finish line and satisfy their remaining graduation requirements. Finally, our entire staff wishes seniors the best of luck in their next adventure beyond Somers, whether that means continuing their formal education, moving into the workforce, or heading into the military. We will miss you, and we are enormously proud of the people you are becoming. In global citizenship and student life, this Friday is prom, which will be at the Green Tree Country Club in New Rochelle. The venue is on the water, so the seniors are super excited for the amazing photos and location. Also at 4 p.m. at the high school, we will have our promenade where you can see all the seniors and take pictures before they leave for prom. Graduation will be held on June 24th. Congratulations to all seniors. We wish you the best of luck in your next chapter. In the arts, the annual SHS Fashion and Textile Art Show took place on June 3rd, in which students from the fashion classes were able to share out their designs and ideas with the community. And at Student Council, members of the Student Council continue to help out around the school, as they always do, doing activities such as fixing and organizing the senior signs out front of the building, which had been disorganized by the weather. And that concludes basically most of our updates.
All right. Thank you. I don't believe anyone's here from PTA or SEPTA to give a report, right? Okay. So it brings us to our first public comment section. This is for agenda items only.
I think it'd be okay to do it,
Yeah, I think we're just going to run it through.
We're just running it, okay.
Yeah. All speakers will promptly identify do we have any public comment speakers, or I won't read the rules. Any public comment? Okay. All right, then we are going to move on to student celebrations.
So we'll go ahead and start with the Learning Office. They'll come up and get us started with our student celebrations. Thank you, Claire.
Sure. Tonight's a great night of celebrations. We've already recognized some students this year already, but we have some faculty members who will join us to recognize some student achievements that have happened in the last few months. And so we'll start with Christina Sweeney from the middle school, who will be speaking about the Scholastic Art and Writing competition and the awardees from the middle school and the high school.
Good evening. We are pleased to announce that 28 eighth graders were honored by the Scholastic Arts and Writing Awards this year, with 38 pieces recognized. 2 students won Gold Key recognition, and their works will be submitted on the national level. In addition to the Gold Key, Gigi Vincenz received special recognition by the Village Bookstore of Pleasantville for her poem Stages of Sisterhood. Students were invited to an awards ceremony at Reed Castle at Manhattanville College in April. In addition to the many 8th graders who won, 6 Somers High School students have been recognized for their work. And the students who've been recognized, we'll start with the middle school students: Giovanna Arena, Maria Burwa, Kylie Chandra, Lauren Crispino, Hannah Gian, Sophia Klugertz, Lily Lassen, Navia Manyapanda, Ruby McDowell, Ava Milani, Carolina Maracho, Cassidy Pelkey, Aiden Quinn, Bryn Robinson, Aubrey Rodriguez, Ava Saez, Wesley Sanito, Hazel Sludzik, Isabella Uzo, Gigi Vincenz, Madison Walker, and Kwaku Weirda Mensah. And the high school students who were recognized were Angelina Oyubi, Emma Gordon, Jack LaRocca, Lenny Novinchenko, and Olivia Sherman.
Next we'll have Pete Rodriguez talk about Science Research Awardees.
Good evening, everyone. This year in science research, our students earned 35 different awards at the local, state, and international levels. Our student winners included Taylor Bassi, Emma Bitten, Seth Chung, Noah Cohen, Luke Kukaj, Sophia DeMella, Maya Donnelly, Connor Entenberg, Marin Kellogg, Sophia Chunkolu, Sienna DeMarinis, and the following 5 students are competing in the Genius Olympiad currently in Rochester, New York: Charlotte Wilkie Olson, Angie Iobi, Sean McGuire, Aiden Meza, and Adriana DiGiacomo. From this group of accomplished students, Angie Iobi and Maya Donnelly were grand prize winners at WESF, which earned them a trip to the Regeneron International Science and Engineering Fair in Los Angeles. Maya was a finalist in behavioral science, and Angie earned 3rd place in earth and environmental science. Angie's award earned her the Fondazzi Bruno Kessler Award, which is a summer fellowship in Trento, Italy. We are extremely grateful to Dr. Melia's dedication to his students, and we are so very proud of our students' curiosity, hard work, and perseverance. Thank you.
And tonight we would like to recognize the work of our elementary Destination Imagination teams. In Destination Imagination, students work together to solve open-ended STEAM challenges, and they're designed to teach the creative process. It's a fantastic opportunity for our young learners to be imaginative, to innovate, to collaborate. And at this time, I would love for Noelle Allen, Liz Olinto, and our parent representatives to join us here and share a little bit about the program this year. Thank you.
Well, thank you all. I've been involved with DI in our schools for 25, which we're on the wrong side. Oh, look, that's a good microphone. Oh, boy, I'm rolling. Excuse me for correcting you, but it was a middle school team who went to Globals this year and did a great job, and they are up in the back. I have their names, and I'd like to announce them. It's Marco Avila, Elon Lyons, Laurel Knapp, Ellie Manteau, Alice Orzechowski, Felicity McCormick, and Julie Genovese. Their team was named the Roomba Republic, and they had Roombas all over the stage. And Cameron McClure, who is their wonderful team manager, who has seen this team through lots of changes and wins over the years. So I would like to applaud their effort this year. And also, I've been doing this with Liz Olindo forever, and it feels like it. And this would be her last year doing it with me, and I know I will miss her. And let's congratulate Liz on her retirement. And I know we are on a time crunch. So thank you all, and mainly also, please thank the board and the school for the support that we have gotten in Destination Imagination, and we really appreciate it, and we continue to thrive. We had 4 teams this year. A second team could have advanced but couldn't afford it. So thank you very much.
Next, I'd like to invite our World Language High School team up to share a little bit about the Seal of Biliteracy through New York State that was just implemented for the first time last year, and as you'll see, has grown significantly with so many students showing proficiency and meeting the New York State criteria to earn the Seal of Biliteracy on their diplomas this year. So I think I'm welcoming up Melissa Golia and Monica Martel to the podium.
Good evening.
Good evening. My name is Melissa Golia.
My name is Monica Martel.
We are the New York State Seal of Biliteracy coordinators for Somers High School.
And this evening, we would like to recognize and congratulate the recipients of the New York State Seal of Biliteracy at Somers High School.
The New York State Seal of Biliteracy recognizes high school graduates who have attained a high level of proficiency in English and 1 or more world languages.
The intent of the New York State Seal of Biliteracy is to encourage the study of languages, to identify high school graduates with language and biliteracy skills for employers, to provide universities with additional information about applicants seeking admission and placement, to prepare students for the 21st century skills, to recognize the value of language learning, and to affirm the value of diversity in a multicultural society.
The 15 recipients have studied a world language for 4 years at the high school, have created a portfolio of their best work in both English and their world language, and have researched and delivered presentations to our panel of advisors and teachers in both English and the world language at the intermediate high to advanced proficiency levels.
At the high school, we would like to thank Amantina Reyes for her support on all aspects of the Seal of Biliteracy process and of the students of Italian and Spanish.
We would like to thank Anna Timon for her work throughout the year with her French students for the successful completion of the Seal of Biliteracy in French.
We would like to also thank the panel of teachers who volunteer their time to assist us in the grading of the presentations, both in English and in the target languages.
The panel of teachers are Ms. Anna Timon, French,
Ms. Randy Hauser in French,
Ms. Allison Scanlon, French and English,
Ms. Amantina Reyes in Italian and Spanish,
Ms. Melissa Perch, English,
and Mr. Joseph Safiotti in Spanish and English.
and then Ms. Michelle Tracy and Ms. Eileen Cawley that make up our representatives of the Guidance Department for the New York State Seal of Biliteracy.
It is important to recognize the reason why we're able to offer this opportunity of distinctions to our students is a big thank you to all of the middle school language department and the high school world language department for promoting many years of language learning and cultural appreciation.
We also want to say thank you, Dr. Blanche and Ms. Claire Comerford, for your unwavering support, and to Mr. Mark Bayer, Mr. Pete Rodriguez, Ms. Tara Kearns, and Mr. Phil Kavanaugh for supporting and fostering this opportunity for both students and teachers.
The following 15 students have fulfilled all the state requirements to earn the seal of biliteracy in the New York State for the academic year of 2023-2024.
We would like to call up and congratulate Alex Bion French,
Hyla Cohen in French,
Anthony Fusco French,
Andrea Bosande in French,
and then we have Alexandra Camardella, Italian, Christian Brooks, Italian, Nicholas Creco, Italian, Sienna De Marinas, Italian, Angelica Salinas, Italian, Susan Signorile, Italian.
In Spanish, we have Taylor Lux and Eva Lugerais. And the students who could not be with us because they were being awarded someplace else, Angelina Ayubi, Aiden Meza, and Celeste Tadai.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Haddam, I think we'll go ahead and we have one more, though.
One more. Thank you so much. I invite Rachel Malera down to the podium to talk about our music distinctions.
Hi, my name is Rachel Malera, and I teach band and music at Somers Middle School. It is my pleasure to share with you that Somers has won the Best Communities for Music Education Award for the 9th year in a row. The BCME Award highlights Somers as a community where music education thrives, inspiring students and celebrating the arts as a fundamental part of a well-rounded education. To earn the BCME Award, school districts need to demonstrate the following: high-quality, diverse, and accessible music programs, comprehensive professional development for music educators, a curriculum that includes cultural diversity and technological integration, academic structures that prioritize music education from kindergarten through graduation, and strong administrative and community backing. We know how difficult it would be to run a music education program without the last criterion, support from our administration and community. However, it would be absolutely impossible to do so without the amazing student musicians of Somers, many of who are actually in this room right now. We have the most dedicated, compassionate, and talented individuals in our classrooms. They are the ones that ensure that not just a good, but an exceptional program is carried throughout their years as a student. And on that note, I'd like to recognize our students who participated in the NISMA festivals this year. There were a lot. We actually had 77 in our district this year, so I'm not going to read all the names, but there were a lot, and congratulations to everybody. You're all amazing, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Haddam. We have our spring athletics acknowledgement.
Good evening and congratulations once again to the students that earned awards and came before us tonight. Congratulations. Tonight we have a bunch of teams to honor for the Scholar Team Award, which recognizes team excellence in the classroom. I'll go ahead and read those all off at once. That's girls lacrosse, golf, boys tennis, boys spring track, who we'll get to shortly, flag football, girls spring track, and softball and baseball. Congratulations to those teams. Have some individual and team accomplishments to celebrate. My third time here this year, you know we do a lot of celebrating. First, I'd like to ask our boys spring track and girls spring track coaches, boys spring track Mike Lacco, girls spring track John Vegliante, to come down, joined by their captains. I believe Sienna DeMarinis is here. Sienna, if you would like to come. And on the boys' side, Arjun Oja, Matt Hirsch, and Luca Perez. So I'm up here a lot. If you haven't been to a board meeting or watched one this year, our girls and boys track programs are simply amazing. So many kids involved, and the success that we have is incredible. I'd like to congratulate Coach Lacco. I actually memorized it this time, guys. Coach Lacco, I'd like to congratulate and the captains for your 8th straight league title in boys track, and to Coach Veg for your 13th straight league title in track, and congratulations to the captains as well. Track is a wild season. These guys work more hours than just about anybody out there. I actually spent a day up in Syracuse with them last weekend. They were up there for a couple nights, giving up their time, I shouldn't say giving up, but dedicating their time to our students. And coaches, we're very, very lucky to have you. You know how fortunate we are, our entire community. While our track program is up here, I mentioned I did go up to the state championships last weekend in Syracuse. It was a wild day, folks. It was rain, it was a lot of people, it was thunder, it was heat, it was cold. And our 3 athletes that were up there were amazing to watch. First, I'd like to honor sophomore Julia Dzinski. Julia ran in the steeplechase race, coming, I believe, top 16 in the state. That's the one where you have to run over the water. And every time I watch it, I know where I would end up if I was in that race. But thankfully, Julia didn't. She's only a sophomore, and we look forward to many great things ahead. So congratulations to Julia. Next, Andrew Fasone. Andrew's going to run in Binghamton next year, at Binghamton, Andrew, for what I believe is the premier track program in the county, in the section. Andrew has been our premier runner this year. He actually qualified for 3 events at states, the 100 meter, the 200 meter, and the 400 meter, and did a really great job in that. And unfortunately, again, Andrew couldn't be here to honor him, but how about a nice round of applause for Andrew? And finally, Haley Donovan. Haley will be coming back next year, and can't wait to see what her senior year holds. I know right now a lot going on for college recruiting with Haley. Can't wait to see where she ends up. Haley also participated in 3 events, the 100, the 200, the 400, and she came in second in all of New York State in the 400. And of course, when Haley showed up tonight, I looked at her, right? This was a kid that just ran a lot this weekend, ran all summer, and she showed up. I said, Haley, you look like you just got off the track. And she said, I did. I was just training. So, you know, as we know, the success doesn't come with plenty of hard work. So congratulations to Haley. Have a couple more. Landon Pepe unfortunately couldn't be here. Landon won Con Ed Award. The Con Ed Award, very briefly, is top 30 weekly. The Con Ed Award is given to the best athlete, as voted on by a panel with academics, community service, and athletics. Landon won it. I learned throughout that Landon got a perfect score in his ACTs, which was incredible. Landon is not here tonight because he's at his own all-section award. He was also an all-section goalie for boys lacrosse. Landon, out of those 33 athletes, they give 4 $5,000 scholarships to the 4 top of the top, and we went to that dinner last week in New Rochelle, and Landon won that as well. Such a sweet young man, such a great representative of our athletic program, so congratulations to Landon. And finally, if I could ask Coach Ritchie, I believe Ellie Walsh, and Catherine Papa to come down to represent the girls softball team. I'd like to thank Anthony Fusco for being the #1 fan out there. Thank you, Anthony. So when I started last year as Director of Athletics, our softball team did not win a league championship in 40-plus years. Coach Ritchie decided to come in, smash the door down, and win a league championship. This year, she also, another historic season, we were never in program history to a section semifinal. Not only did they do that by beating Clarkstown South in the semifinal game, #1 team in the section, state ranked. They made it all the way to the sectional final for the first time in program history. Coach is joined by 2 wonderful young ladies, Ellie Walsh, who is moving on to San Diego State next year, Ellie? San Diego State, yeah. And Catherine Papa. Catherine, really cool that she's here as well, won the League Player of the Year, which is quite an honor, especially in Section 1. A lot of great softball players out there. So our softball program is doing great things, and they'll have turf next year to play on, so we appreciate that as well. So congratulations to Coach and her players. Thank you, Board. Thank you, Dr. B.
Thanks, Mark. Thank you. So we'll go ahead and start with our retiree recognition this evening. So we'll go ahead and start with Primrose, and Primrose team will come up, and I believe we'll be asking all those folks who are retiring out of Primrose will come up and call, and then we'll go to the SAS campus, middle school, high school, and then we have Chris here to talk about a few of our other employees in the building. So start with you, Katie. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. We'd like to invite our Primrose retirees down to join us. We have Nora Whelan-Mackey, Josephine Tavir, Sherry Stietzel, and Sue Malley. Okay, Mrs. Stietzel, come up and join me. I know you got some fans out there in the audience. For those old enough to remember a mystical children's show called The Magic Garden, you can picture life in Sherry Stietzel's second grade class. Every day is a magical day for drawing, writing, reading, and creating. Like flowers in a garden, each child is encouraged to grow at his or her own rate, and grow they most certainly do. The year begins with Mrs. Stietzel gifting a stuffed animal to each of her students. The past few years have been Snoopy dogs that are so well cared for. After all, who wouldn't love snuggling up and reading with Snoopy? But reading extends beyond the day when meeting her book club students on Zoom. She welcomes each child, their parents, and their pets into an incredible adventure one can only hope to have when reading. Incorporating music, the children read and sing the afternoon away. This is one of her passions. In addition to her second grade responsibilities, Sherry has served as our ELA leader, where she makes sure everyone has what they need to provide high quality instruction. Another talent of Sherry's is organization. If you need a closet cleaned out, this is the person. Marie Kondo has nothing on her. She loves to throw away things, throw it all away. But something she never throws away is the work of her former students. She keeps precious keepsakes of her students and takes pride in their journeys and successes. But seriously, no matter what she does, Sherry Stietzel brings joy, her bright smile, and warm-hearted demeanor to every task. Sherry, you have left your mark on every child who has found a love of writing and reading because of you. We wish you the best in retirement.
Thank you so much.
I'd like to invite Sue Malley to come forward to join me. To be in Sue Malley's kindergarten class is to spend time in a state of wonder. She connects personally with every child, taking the time to learn about their culture, their hobbies, and their families. She makes it all look so easy, and it's not. Whether our students are simulating force using marbles or writing informational messages on bus and cafeteria safety, there's nothing they can't do. It's all because Sue Malley lets them know each day that they can strive to achieve, that they do know the right answers, and they can solve big problems. Working as an English language learning and as a special education partner, Sue is no stranger to challenges that can make students feel uncertain. Yet she instills a sense of confidence in each child, reinforcing what A.A. Milne once wrote: "You are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think. For this and so much more, Sue, you are loved more than you know." Though I'm not sure who will listen to all my crazy ideas for the Primrose Press, we are happy that you will now be spending Friday afternoons not in your classroom, but with your beloved husband. We wish you a beautiful and blessed retirement. Congratulations.
Come up here, Nora. My fellow reading teacher. I read because one life isn't enough, and in the page of a book, I can be anybody. I read because the words that build the story become mine to build my life. Though those words were penned by author Richard Peck, it is in the Primrose Reading Room where Nora Mackey, where they truly come to life. Nora works with our youngest and most vulnerable readers. Unlocking the letters and sounds it takes to build words and stories, students learn to love reading and learn to have confidence in their abilities. After many years, Nora still finds joy in her students, pushing them forward and helping them along. Her colleagues will call Nora a treasured friend, and it is not uncommon to see the chairs in her office filled with her colleagues. Nora, you have taught many, many, many children the precious skill of learning to read, and in the process have unlocked endless possibilities for them. It is now your time, Nora, to curl up with your favorite books, to sleep in, and to enjoy your family. You will be truly missed. We wish you a long retirement.
Off book here. So I have Josephine Tavere with me, a champion for inclusion. Josephine Tavere has supported children across multiple buildings and countless classrooms at the Somers Central School District. However, in our opinion, she saved the best for last by coming to Primrose for these final years in her career. Whether it was at work or at play, Josephine tirelessly looked after her students, ensuring academic success, laughter, and peer connection. A champion for students in all things, she also took time out to support students in the Special Olympics and at the extended school year summer program. Her dedication to the success of all students has been a gift to the Somers community. As Forrest Whitcraft once wrote, 100 years from now, it will not matter what my bank account was, the sort of house I lived in, or the kind of car I drove. But the world may be different because I was important in the life of a child. Best of luck in your retirement, Mrs. T. And we have one more recognition. Unfortunately, the staff member couldn't be with us tonight. Don't feel too sorry for her. She is in a fabulous location with her loved ones, spending some time. But we would be remiss if we did not recognize Jill Dickinson. Jill Dickinson is one of the unsung heroes who works tirelessly behind the scenes to ensure that everything that students need, they get. Not to mention that she is just about the most thorough and efficient person I know. No sooner do I send her an email or forward a request from a family, and then I get back an email stating, done. Did I mention that Jill is also meticulous? Daily she checks, revises, and rechecks the attendance and the students' dismissal plans. This may not seem like a lot, but she is ensuring the safe dismissal of every child. She manages all the building schedules, ensuring that everything runs smoothly. When we hit a snag, she is often the first to problem solve and find a solution. Jill also has to connect students to their services through the 504 process. She makes sure that the 504 information is correct, sending drafts out to families, making sure that everyone who needs access to the plan can see it. Families may never know the debt of gratitude that they owe office assistants like Jill. She does all these things, never expecting thanks or recognition. She does it to make sure that the children are well taken care of. Working alongside her office teammates, she also keeps everyone laughing and the building administrators in line. We will miss you, Jill, and hope that you continue to enjoy your time with those you love.
Good evening, everyone. At this time, I would like all of our SIS friends to come down. It is bittersweet that we have Nancy Skoka, Ann Cooper-Schmidt, Michelle Rabasco, and Liz Olinto retiring from our building. All right, Nancy, stop your first. This is no set order. Today we are celebrating the career of Nancy Skoka, a true gem in our SIS community. Nancy has been part of the SIS team since 2003, where she began as a monitor and where she was able to make wonderful connections with our students. We quickly snatched her up and transitioned her into the grade level aide for 4th grade. Here, she supported our teachers, our students. If teachers needed something, she was the person to go to. If our students had a lunch issue, forgot something, needed an instrument, Nancy was the one who solved the problem. She assisted in planning our field trips, and very importantly, always knew where the big dictionary was for our spelling bee. From there, Nancy became a teaching assistant in a co-taught classroom, where she currently provides invaluable support for many students, both with IEPs and without. In her current role, Nancy has demonstrated her commitment to excellence by working closely with teachers to provide individual support to students and providing students with the supports they need to make academic, social, and emotional gains. Nancy is such a team player, and she works so closely with her teachers. She provides insight and support to her students. She often takes the initiative to try new practices and share feedback with the classroom teachers. Nancy's positive attitude and willingness to go above and beyond for our students is particularly noteworthy. Her students describe her as supportive, both beautiful inside and out, kind-hearted, funny, friendly, happy, caring, smart, trustworthy, helpful, and patient. And for some reason, you have the best Jolly Ranchers. Nancy, as you step into retirement, we want to express our gratitude for all you have done for SIS and our students. Your compassion, kindness, and positivity will continue to inspire us all. May your retirement be filled with joy, relaxation, cuddles from your grandson, and the knowledge that you have made a lasting difference in the lives of so many students. Congratulations. Anne, can you step up? You're next. Thank you. I would like to congratulate Ann Cooper-Schmidt on her upcoming retirement. Ann began her career in Somers, working with students at Primrose first for 11 years. Then she left, and then we snatched her back up at SIS. She has become a part of our family. Ann is so skilled at assisting students with a variety of strategies to support their academic and social and emotional needs. Just this past week, I found Ann taking a student who was very nervous about field day the next day, walking him around to watch the 5th grade field day so he was ready for the 4th grade field day the next day. At SIS, Mrs. Cooper-Schmidt has supported both our in-person learners as well as being a very integral part of our 4th grade e-learning team during the pandemic. Learning all that technology was tough, and supporting students online and through Zoom was even tougher. It was not an easy task, but one that Ann faced daily and excelled at. When speaking with Ann's students, they describe her as passionate, caring, kind, helpful, kid-friendly, funny, nice, and tells great jokes. And they also look forward to her stamps in their assignment planners every day. Ann also has been outside braving the weather with us each day as she assists in parent pickup. Many times you'll find her in the middle of the pouring rain with the big umbrella walking kids back and forth to their cars. We certainly have been lucky to have Mrs. Cooper-Schmidt supporting our Somers students. You will be greatly missed. Congratulations, Ann, on your retirement and the new chapter you are beginning. All right, Michelle, you're next. It's also my great honor to celebrate the career of Michelle Rabasco, a physical education teacher who has dedicated 31 years to the students of SIS. We have not shared her with any other building. It's unbelievable when you think about the number of students Michelle has taught. Figure 600 kids a year, give or take 100 or 2 when there was a blip. She sees them 3 times a week for 31 years. We divide it by 3 because she sees them for 3 years, but that's like over 6,000 students. Right, Olinto? Did I get that right?
I'm on retirement.
Her kindness, her passion, her unwavering advocacy for students is something that we won't forget. As things go full circle, Michelle is now teaching the children of her students. She's more than just a teacher. She's a mentor, a coach, a supporter, and a friend to many. In her career, Michelle has planned 30 field days. We had COVID in there.
Yeah. We did one online.
31. Each year she loses sleep over it the night before, wondering if it's going to rain, wonder if the parents will show up. And each year she tries to make it better than the year before. Michelle has really supported our students with special needs, and she's designed our adaptive PE program to help so many students. Her commitment to ensuring that every student feels valued and encouraged has created a lasting impact that extends far beyond gym and our fields. She has taught us that physical education is not just about sports and fitness, but about building confidence, fostering teamwork, and nurturing a love of a healthy lifestyle. Michelle always looks for ways to bring in a new exciting unit into PE. She loves her themes. For each themes, all of the games, all of the music have to go with it, especially the music. One of Michelle's favorite themes is her circus unit. I see people already, the kids remembering the circus unit. She starts with the story of old Bet, and then she teaches them how to juggle, use rhythm sticks, and spinning plates. Michelle is an expert at this, and her PE team is already very nervous and have been practicing so they can demonstrate just the way Michelle does for the students that are coming up. During the pandemic, when the gym was turned into classrooms and PE classes were outside each day, Michelle rose to the occasion for SIS and the students. She braved the weather each day and developed a sledding unit for our students. This unit was a big hit. It continues to be a big hit, and the students pray that we have snow. As Michelle embarks on this new chapter of her life, we want to express our deepest gratitude for her years of service. Michelle, you have made a difference in our community, and we are forever grateful. We wish you much happiness in your next chapter, whether you're playing pickleball, enjoying the North Carolina beaches, relaxing or spending time with your family and friends, or maybe subbing at SIS. We thank you, Michelle, for everything you have done for our kids. One more. All right, last but not least. We would like to acknowledge the retirement of a truly remarkable educator, Liz Olinto, who has not only mastered the art of teaching, but who has left an indelible mark on SIS in ways we have never imagined. Over the past 29 years, Liz has worn many hats: fourth grade teacher, math AIS teacher, advanced learning teacher, math specialist, leadership team member, fourth grade coordinator, math coordinator, student government advisor, destination imagination advisor, and probably a few I've missed. She has worked with students at SIS, at Primrose, and at the middle school, and most impressively was the school champion of the rock, paper, scissors challenge. All right, wait a second. Oh no. Hold on. Sorry. Liz has always been an outspoken advocate for her students. She's the one who would march into the office armed with data, Excel spreadsheets, to make her case for more research or new programs or supports for her students. Her love of math is infectious, and she has inspired countless students to see the importance in numbers. Under her guidance, students learn the math isn't just problem solving, but about understanding the world. Liz and her high expectations are legendary. Liz just didn't set the bar high for her students, she set it even higher for her colleagues. Good enough was never in her vocabulary. Liz also ensured that everyone at SIS knows their math algorithms, especially partial products and partial quotients. We've all been at the receiving end of her perfectly raised eyebrow when a task seemed large or people were afraid of change. But it was that very drive that pushed us all to be better educators. In addition to her academic contributions, Liz's involvement with student government and destination imagination have helped shape well-rounded students. Her leadership and creativity have given students the confidence to take on new challenges and think outside the box. Under her guidance, the student government has contributed to the needs of our school, Somers community, and many other charities. As we bid farewell to Liz, we can't help but wonder what she'll tackle next. But we do know that whatever she chooses to do, that she will excel just as she did at SIS. Liz, your retirement marks the end of an era, as your colleagues reminded you at the last math meeting. But your legacy will live on in the hearts, minds of the countless students and colleagues that you've inspired. Thank you for your tireless dedication, your relentless pursuit of excellence, and of course, your unbeatable rock, paper, scissors strategy. Congratulations on your retirement, Liz. May it be filled with joy, relaxation, and times to keep your toes in the sand. Congratulations. And now Stacy's going to speak about Sue Moynihan, another one of our retirees who is not with us this evening.
It's my pleasure to talk about Sue Moynihan, who retired earlier this year. Sue has worked with children with special needs in all 4 buildings. She's helped them to read and write, make friends, and speak up for themselves. Not only did she do this during the school year, but she often worked during the summer in our extended school year program as well. Sue went beyond the classroom and shared her love of baton twirling by advising a club at SIS, marching with students in town parades, and performing at town meetings and assemblies for the school. Sue, you will be missed, and I wish you the very best in retirement.
Time for the middle child. Can I get my middle school retirees down here? Excited to honor Pam Cartelli, Mary Ellen Klock, Deb Sarfati, and I'm also going to honor a few other colleagues who couldn't be with us this evening. Hello. All right, Deb, you're first. No special order, just, it's not alphabetical, no. Okay. I'm so happy to be able to celebrate and honor the extraordinary career and heartfelt contributions of a truly remarkable educator, Deb Sarfati. As her colleague, it has been a great privilege and joy to stand before you and reflect on Deb's unwavering commitment, especially to our 6th grade students, and the profound impact she's made on our entire school community. Since 2015, Mrs. Sarfati has been a constant support for our most vulnerable learners. As a special education teacher, she has not only imparted knowledge, but has fostered resilience, confidence, and a love for learning in her students. Her classroom has always been a sanctuary where every student is valued and supported, and where challenges are met with patience, kindness, and unwavering encouragement. Deb's commitment to her students is unparalleled. Her students said to me last week that there is nothing that Mrs. Sarfati doesn't put 110% into. She has a unique gift for making every student feel special and capable, and ensuring that they always try their hardest and know that at each step of the way, she will have their back and be supporting them. As one student beautifully expressed, she makes sure that her students try their hardest, and she always supports them with patience and by just being nice. Mrs. Sarfati's kindness is evident in every aspect of her teaching. She goes above and beyond to ensure that her students understand and succeed, even when the concepts are more challenging for them. Her willingness to explain and re-explain things, and to patiently break down concepts that are complex for our 6th grade learners in creative and engaging ways is truly extraordinary. Another student reflected on this dedication, saying, "She's always willing to explain and explain again, and explain again, and explain again when I ask the question to her multiple times." This tireless commitment to her students' success has made a remarkable impact on our learners. Her influence extends beyond academics. She has made math fun and helped her students feel confident in their abilities, even when faced with subjects that are very complex. One student shared, "She made math fun and helped me feel confident in my reading, which is really, really hard for me." Deb's ability to boast her students' confidence and make learning enjoyable is a testament to her exceptional teaching skills and a deep understanding of what each individual student in her room needs. Deb is also an extremely committed member of her 6th grade team. She's always willing to step in and support, and is an extremely active presence in our 6th grade hallway, supporting all students. Don't mess with Ms. Sarfati during Spirit Week, because her themes are on top and always on point. She is always modeling positive school spirit for her students, and we are very grateful. As we celebrate Deb's retirement, we reflect on the countless lives that she has touched and the legacy of her compassion, dedication, and excellence that she leaves behind. Her students have not only learned academic skills, but have also learned the life lessons of perseverance, kindness, and self-belief. Her impact on our school community is immeasurable, and her absence will be deeply felt. Deb, as you step into this next chapter of your life, we wish you all the joy and relaxation and all the positive things that retirement brings. Your extraordinary dedication, your warmth, and your unwavering commitment to the students of Somers Middle School has made a profound difference, and it will be great. Okay, Pam. Whoop, whoop. Who was that? Someone whoop. Okay, so it's an honor and a bittersweet moment for me to stand before you as we celebrate the remarkable career of Miss Pam Cartelli. I've had the distinct pleasure of witnessing Pam's dedication, intense enthusiasm, and boundless energy in action. Today, we not only bid farewell to a brilliant educator, but also someone who's celebrate the profound impact that she's had on the Somers Middle School community. For 10 years, Ms. Cartelli has been an energetic and enthusiastic member of the Somers Middle School Math Department. Her classroom has been a safe space where the mysteries of mathematics are unveiled with clarity, creativity, and enthusiasm. Pam has a unique gift for transforming numbers and equations into engaging stories and problems that captivate her students' imaginations. But her influence extends far beyond the classroom walls. Pam is the very definition of an all-in educator. She brings boundless energy and positive attitude to everything that she does, whether it's her enthusiastic morning greetings of her students in the hallway or her tireless efforts to ensure that every student understands complex concepts by giving up her lunch and seeking out all of their free time to make sure that they are ready for an upcoming test. She's not just a teacher, but she's a mentor and a role model who is deeply committed to the success and well-being of her students. One of the hallmarks of Pam's teaching is her incredible willingness to go the extra mile for her students. In their words, her students said, "Ms. Cartelli is always willing to check in on you. She can tell just by your face when you don't understand, and she will make sure that you leave the room feeling confident and knowing what to do." She also has a mood meter. It's like she can tell I'm in a bad mood, and she just zones in to quietly check on me and make sure that I'm okay. She's always willing to reteach and talk through challenging ideas, and more than once to support her students. This dedication to ensuring every student feels supported and understood is what sets Pam apart. Pam's students also know her for her vibrant and infectious personality. She is the teacher who makes fun and engaging, often using her famous "all right, kids," to start a lesson or to rally her class through a challenging problem. And one could not forget the joy she brings when she brings up, apparently there's impromptu karaoke. I have never seen this, but apparently there's impromptu math karaoke that should not be missed. These moments of spontaneity and fun are the heartbeat of Pam's classroom, making learning an adventure rather than a task. In the hallways and beyond, Pam is a constant reassuring presence. As one student fondly put it, she is always there for us. She knows us and she cares for us on a personal level. Her ability to make her students laugh, even on their bad days, and her unwavering support for creating an environment where they are seen and valued is something that our middle school will greatly miss. Her colleagues will attest to her collaborative spirit and her unwavering dedication, as well as her commitment to competition. Do not mess with Pam's hallway when it comes to teacher competition. As a co-teacher, Pam has always been a champion of teamwork, constantly working alongside her colleagues to create an inclusive and supportive learning environment. Pam and her hallway community of colleagues ensure that their hall is lively, connected, and engaging for kids. As we celebrate Pam's retirement, we reflect on the countless lives that she's touched and the legacy of excellence that she leaves behind. Her passion for math, her commitment to her students, and her deep passion and commitment to her colleagues will leave a permanent mark on Somers Middle School. Pam, as you step into your next chapter of your life, we wish you all the fun and fulfillment that retirement brings. Your dedication, your energy, and your passion has made a difference at SMS, and we are deeply grateful for all that you have done for us. You will be greatly missed, but your legacy will continue to inspire us. All right, Mary Ellen. You ready for this?
Yes.
Okay. It is both a privilege and a poignant moment as we gather here today to celebrate the retirement of an exceptional educator, a cherished colleague, and a true pillar of Somers Middle School. For those who have had the honor of working with or being taught by Mary Ellen Klock, you know that she is much more than a teacher. She is an institution in her own right. It gives me great pleasure to honor her legacy and to point out all the ways that she has profoundly shaped the lives of students, her colleagues, and the very fabric of Somers Middle School. For those fortunate to know Ms. Klock, you know that she is not just a teacher, a social studies teacher. She's a storyteller, a mentor, and a guide on the side supporting her students through the learning process. For over 24 years at Somers Middle School, she has transformed history from a series of dates and events into a dynamic tapestry of human experience, engaging students with her unique and passionate approach to teaching. One of the many unforgettable elements of her teaching is Mrs. Klock's clocks. Students wanted to make sure that I made sure that I mentioned it. So Mrs. Klock uses this element of Mrs. Klock's clocks throughout historical time periods and references it as a way for her students to connect to learning. And many students brought it up. There was also a group of young ladies who made a t-shirt last year that had Mrs. Klock's clocks on it and a face of Mary Ellen Klock. So it is a deep part of her practice. Look, I already skipped my own part of my speech. But it's not just about the clocks. As one student fondly puts it, she cares and you can tell. Mrs. Klock's dedication goes far beyond the classroom. She has an innate ability to connect with her students on a personal level, always checking in and reaching out to ensure that they're okay. Whether that's through a supportive conversation, a kind word, a simple gesture, she has made sure that her students feel seen and heard. One student shared that she was absent one day and Mrs. Klock was worried, so she called home to make sure that she was feeling okay. And that day changed her life at Somers Middle School. Her students often describe her as an interesting lady and hard to describe, which speaks volumes about her unique personality and her teaching style. She brings a vibrant energy into her lessons, often punctuated by her random jokes that are funny in a good way, according to 8th graders. Her humor and kind of loud enthusiasm creates a lively and welcoming atmosphere where learning becomes a joyful experience. Guam, it seems, holds a very special place in her heart. Numerous students mentioned that Guam is her favorite word. So if you know, you know. Students frequently noted that she is a passionate teacher and her love for history truly shines through in everything that she does. Her signature hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge will come up in lessons to prepare them for upcoming assessments. This approach has become a beloved part of her teaching style, gently guiding students towards deeper understanding and critical thinking. Beyond her classroom, Mrs. Klock has been a valued leader in our school community. As a curriculum leader, she's championed innovative teaching methods and ensured that our history curriculum remain both challenging and relevant. As a team leader, she's fostered a spirit of collaboration and support among her colleagues and created a collegial family, always with students' best interests in heart, to ensure that our 8th graders have the most enriching experience. And who could forget her role as the mastermind of our Washington, D.C. trips? For 14 years, Mary Ellen has organized and supported the smooth implementation of this cornerstone experience at SMS. Our students have had unforgettable experiences, blending education and excitement in a way that only MEK could orchestrate. Her meticulous planning and boundless attention to detail have made these trips a highlight for many students over the years, and many parents, if you look in the hallways and see them and their photos, much of that is due to MEK. Perhaps the most touching tribute comes from her students, who constantly highlight her deep commitment to students at SMS. Mrs. Klock's ability to care for and connect with her students is unparalleled. She doesn't just teach, she mentors, she nurtures, and she inspires. She has high expectations, and they know it. Her impact reaches far beyond the curriculum, touching their hearts and minds and making sure that they are supported each step of the way. As we bid farewell to you, MEK, we do so with immense gratitude. Your legacy of excellence, compassion, and dedication will continue to inspire us long after you step out of the classroom. We wish you all the best in your retirement, confident that you'll bring that same passion and energy to whatever adventures await you. Thank you very much, Mary Ellen, for your extraordinary service and for being a beacon of light in the lives of so many. Your impact on Somers Middle School is truly immeasurable, and you will be deeply missed. So I also have 3 colleagues who weren't able to be here with us this evening. The first is Mrs. Nobile. It is an honor to be able to speak to you tonight about the career of Denise Nobile. It's a bit ironic that we're showering with her attention, knowing that she hates to shine in the spotlight. That's why she's not here. But today is about you, Denise, so if you're watching, I'm just going to take a few minutes to celebrate and honor you. Since 2008, Denise has been a 6th grade English teacher at SMS. She has not just taught literature and grammar, but she's fostered an environment where learning goes beyond reading and writing. Her classroom has been a sanctuary of calm and mindfulness where students not only grow academically, but also emotionally and socially. One of the most delightful images that comes to mind when I think of Denise's class is the sight of 6th grade boys in silence doing yoga during a wind period. So just picture it. These energetic, sometimes rambunctious preteens taking deep breaths and stretching and finding their inner calm in the middle of the day. It's a testament to Denise's ability to bring out the best in her students, guiding them to discover peace and focus within themselves. In her words, think smarter and not harder. Mrs. Nobile has always encouraged her students to approach challenges with creativity and intelligence. This phrase has not just been a saying, but a guiding principle that has helped countless students navigate the complexities of both academic and personal life in her classroom. Her classroom is more than just a place of learning, it's a safe space. Students told me it's a safe space to land, even during your lunch or recess, or if you're having a bad day. You stop by Miss Nobile, get a piece of candy, take a moment of silent meditation, and you're off and on your way. Every day, Denise starts her class with mindful meditation, creating a calm and focused atmosphere that helps her students center themselves and prepare for the day ahead. This practice has been a cornerstone of her teaching and helped her students to push through challenging texts, even when the moments feel insurmountable. Denise, you may not love the attention, but today we can't help but shine a light on the incredible person and teacher that you are. Thank you for everything. We wish you joy, peace, and endless happiness in your retirement. SMS also had 2 colleagues that retired last summer who were not given the moment of honor, so I'm going to take that moment now. The first is Linda Martin. Linda Martin was a cornerstone of the SMS main office for many years, juggling the many roles of attendance, secretary, the principal, main office secretary. Miss Martin was often one of the first faces students saw when they walked into the office, or the voice parents heard on the end of the phone when you called into SMS. She's been the steady hand that kept our school running smoothly day in and day out, and her dedication to her work, her ability to manage chaos, and her unwavering commitment to our students, staff, and parents is nothing short of extraordinary. Her role extends far beyond attendance. Being part of the main office team means being the glue that holds the administration together, often working behind the scenes to ensure that everything's running smoothly. Her organizational skills are legendary, especially during state testing season. You were missed this year, Linda. Being a secretary in the main office of a middle school is kind of like being a ninja. During the day, you may manage schedules, handling emergencies, multiple parent calls, and all of this, Linda was the go-to person in the front of our main office. As we reflect on Linda's many years of service, it's impossible not to think of the countless lives that she has impacted. She was a steady presence in the lives of many students, staff, and parents, providing support, guidance, and a listening ear. Her legacy is one of dedication and deep commitment to the well-being of the Somers Middle School family. I hope this first year of your retirement brought you joy, relaxation, and answering many less phone calls, Linda. All right, last one. I'm sorry, I promise. The last one is Ellen Fabian. I'm so grateful to have the chance to celebrate the remarkable career and retirement of Ellen Fabian, who was a guidance counselor at Somers Middle School. She touched the lives of countless students, families, and colleagues with her wisdom, compassion, and unwavering dedication. Ellen's role as a counselor had been much more than a job. It was a calling. It was her passion. In the unique looping model of our middle school, Ellen had the privilege and the challenge of following our students from 6th, 7th to 8th grade and then going back down to 6th grade again. This model allowed her to develop deep and meaningful connections not only with her students, but also with their families. She took the time to understand their stories, to know their struggles and their dreams. She became a trusted confidant and a fierce advocate for every one of them. Ellen's commitment to her students has been nothing short of remarkable. She's known for her fierce advocacy, always fighting for the support and resources that her students needed to thrive, whether it was navigating the complexities of middle school social life or being a listening ear during tough times. Ellen was always there, armed with creative solutions and tremendous empathy. Her ability to see the potential in every student and to champion their needs made her an invaluable member of our community. One of Ellen's greatest strengths is her deep understanding of middle school students and their very unique needs. This is a time of very significant change and growth, and it takes a very unique educator to dedicate your time and commitment to middle school students. Ellen was one of those people. She was a reassuring presence through all the ups and downs, helping students navigate the sometimes turbulent waters of adolescence. She had a knack for connecting with them on a personal level, meeting with them where they were, and guiding them forward with patience and care. As we reflect on Ellen's incredible career, it is clear that her impact goes far beyond the walls of her office. She has touched the hearts and minds of so many, helping to shape not only their academic journeys, but their lives. Her legacy is one of compassion, dedication, and a deep love for her students. Ellen, we want you to know how deeply grateful we are for all that you have done. You were a beacon of light in dark hours for many of our students, and they are grateful for all that you've done. We wish you peace, joy, and happiness, and I hope that you had a wonderful first year of retirement.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good evening and congratulations to all of our retirees. At the high school this year, we only have one of our faculty that we are going to talk about. Unfortunately, he could not be here tonight, but I am going to nonetheless talk about Mr. Michael Fry. Mike Fry joined the high school in the fall of 2007 as a technology education teacher after making the decision to withdraw from medical school to pursue a career in education, a calling he had been drawn to for years. In his 17 years in Somers, Mike has helped shape and grow our technology program with a focus on creating a rigorous pre-engineering program at the high school level. Mike was instrumental in the implementation of our then new Project Lead the Way program, introducing a host of new classes that would allow students to earn college credit through RIT. In the years since its implementation, we have seen an increase in our pre-engineering pathway as more and more students were drawn to these classes. In the classroom, Mike inspires his students with his knowledge of the field, both with the information and conceptual understanding, as well as real-life practical experience. His classroom is a virtual workshop where students use the latest technologies and equipment to design and build, engaging them in their own learning and helping them deepen their understanding of the curriculum. When I asked students about Mr. Fry, one student wanted me to make sure I talked about how he helps students with the content and explain topics if they don't understand them, and how he would always give them a second chance if they messed up. Another reflected on a favorite moment when they made Rube Goldberg machines, commenting that they were always elated to know that they had Mr. Fry next period. Another student shared, something good about Mr. Fry's teaching was that he taught me a very important life lesson, that you have to work hard for everything you want in life. And another said, when I got stuck on a new topic, he has always helped me understand fully and showed examples in ways that I can understand. And my best one was a student who said, he plays good music. From a high school student to someone later in life, that is a high compliment. Outside the classroom, Mike has been an advisor to our Green Power Club and Technology Student Association, where students annually worked on a car that they designed and built themselves, and then later raced it at Lime Rock in Connecticut. He has been an active member, and I believe past president of the New York State Technology Educators Association, or NYSTEA, where he has helped lead professional development for technology teachers throughout the state. Mr. Fry, thank you for your dedication to Somers. Thank you for your vision of a strong STEM program at the high school. And thank you for providing your students with opportunities to pursue their passions and discover possible careers. We wish you the best in your retirement, knowing full well that you now have all the time in the world to tinker on projects of your own. Congratulations, Mike.
All right, so next we're going to have our Director of Grounds and Facilities come up. So we've got Chris McCartney here. We have a couple of folks I think are able to make it this evening, Chris, that are here with us. So,
thank you, Dr. Blanche, Board of Education. I don't know if Anna Alves is here. Is Anna here?
There she is. Yep.
Anna, come on down. And Oliver Bennett. There he is. Zecco couldn't be with us tonight because he's already started his retirement. I just want to say congratulations to all the student athletes. I mean, really a job well done. Amazing accomplishments, guys, really. Congratulations. Also, I'd like to congratulate all of the retirees on the educational side. Listening to the speakers here, it's really heartwarming to see the relationships that you have fostered over the years, and I can only hope that in my time here that I can do the same. You guys come on up here. I'm honored to be here tonight to recognize 3 employees whose time serving the students and staff of the Somers Central School District has come to a close. Anna, I'm so happy that you were able to be here tonight for us to celebrate you and this momentous occasion. As I mentioned earlier, unfortunately, Zecco was unable to be here due to the fact that he's already enjoying his retirement in Montenegro, but we're going to celebrate him as well. While we did not have the opportunity to work together for very long, I want to take a moment to express my sincere gratitude for your years of dedication and service to the Somers School District. Your contributions have left an indelible mark, and your presence has already been missed. I have had the pleasure of working with and getting to know Oliver Bennett over the past 9 months, although I do not see him all that often, being that he's on the night shift, and we do appreciate you coming here. Tonight, I know when he gets back, he's probably going to be a little backed up, but we'll take care of that tomorrow for you. I can assure you that he's a valued member of our team. His file has quite a few accolades and letters detailing his great work ethic and kind demeanor. Whenever I see Oliver, I'm always greeted with a smile, and he's always genuinely interested in how I'm doing. To be honest, I've never seen him not working. And although Oliver will be with us for a couple more weeks, Anna and Zecco have already started their retirement, so congratulations on that. What I would like to say to all is, as you embark on this new chapter of your life, I want to extend my warmest wishes for a fulfilling and joyful retirement. I hope that this time will be filled with relaxation, adventure, and all the things that bring you happiness. Thank you again for your commitment and hard work. Your legacy will continue to inspire us for years to come. Congratulations and happy retirement.
Thank you. Thank you for everything.
So I have the last retiree to speak about this evening. After this, we're going to go ahead and take a break for a couple of minutes. And there's some cookies down here, and folks can take a break and take a couple of pictures and head some folks out so they have school tomorrow and things. So I'm going to ask Mr. Mark Baer to please come up and join me. Alrighty. So you may have had the opportunity to be in the high school a little bit. We've got some of our students here tonight. So you've certainly seen Mr. Baer around doing lots of different things. He may have been appearing a cameo appearance at a play, which was pretty fantastic a few times. Cheering our kids at different events and things as such. Being out on the fields and cheering on thousands of students and things. And all the time, I didn't realize until it wasn't too long ago that you are an adept German folk dancer. Is that correct? Who wants to? No, I'm just kidding. We've all heard Mr. Baer and his singing prowess, and we have just a couple of weeks. I am really looking forward to that. I think we're going to do a new fundraiser. Mr. Plantani and I were speaking about selling tickets to your concert here, and so we'll get that going. But one of the things you think about is that the impact that Mr. Baer has had. So the number I'd ask you to hold in your head just for a minute is 3,212. Come back to that in a second. Mark's been here for 12 years. I have had the pleasure to be a colleague of Mark's for those 12 years. Many things that people will agree or disagree with that I've made, but this is one of them. I had the opportunity to hire Mr. Baer in the district, and so I will think that is one of my top decisions in this school. One of the things, Mark is certainly here to support the kids. Mark has never told me to say, no, I don't want to really do that. Quite honestly, there isn't a club that he hasn't supported. There isn't an activity he hasn't supported from the kids. There isn't anything he will say no to for the kids. Lo and behold, I think I heard a rumor, but I don't know if it's true, that a few years ago there was a slip and slide in the halls that was approved by the building principal. So I thought, okay, fine. So, and you see the field days at the high school going down. The kids are having a great time doing all of those kind of things. So, but if you think one of those areas that you want to always get with our kids is in their heart first. And that's a piece you want to make sure you've got. And Mr. Baer has that attention every time you walk through his hallway. When he's walking, talking with a colleague, or seeing the kids, or even tonight, knowing the children here smiling from ear to ear. If you remember just a few moments ago, that number, 3,212. A little bit less than 2 weeks, I guess it is, you'll be graduating your 3,212th senior out of Somers High School, Mr. Baer. I think that deserves a round of applause. I had the unique pleasure to have Mr. Baer have 1, 2, 3 of my kids graduate underneath your tutelage, so thank you, sir. Appreciate that as a father. One of the things that has certainly been known with Mark is that, again, that he is an amazing colleague as well. talked about his ability as an educator as well as connection with kids, but in our district, each one of our administrators, when they come on to our team, gets a challenge coin. And on this coin, it has the district's crest, which represents the mission of our school district and the vision of those three elements of 21st century knowledge and skills, as we heard Jimmy talking about earlier today, global citizenship and social and emotional wellness. On the back, each year and every year for the last 14 years, the district's team, the administration council team at that time, commits and recommits to these four words that we have on here of honesty, integrity, respect, and trust. Everything about Mr. Bear exudes that. Any time, any moment, any conversation, any decision that needs to be made, whilst it may be a challenging one, not an easy one, but is one you will know will be approached with those four key terms. Those principles guide him in everything he does and the way he acts and the way he carries our district and our leadership. One of the things that you know is that you can trust Mr. Bear. I know he will always be there in the heart of children. I know he will always challenge my thinking into the best things. Is this the best that we can do for this group of children or this particular child at this moment? And that's what you're focusing on. Yes, past matters. Yes, the future does, but today they are with you always. I find it can be very easily looking forward, looking behind, but you are always there, Mr. Bear, in that moment with them, so thank you. At the bottom of this coin also, there's a phrase that talks about per unitatem via, which talks about, it's Greek saying that through unity is strength. So how exactly do you create this idea about strength through unity? There's a book I have here. It's a really thick, long read. If you haven't, might take a peek. It's called The Circles All Around Us. It's about a young man growing up, and as the young man starts, his circle is kind of about himself. That's where he is at. He's there with his heart and trying to figure out life. But as the student, the young man grows, the circles continue to grow as more family members come in, friends come in along the way. And as you go and read through the story, the child will expand and include others in there. And there is a page in here I thought I'd just read out in the middle. It speaks and it says, in the circles all around us, everywhere that we all go, there's a difference we can make and a love that we can all show. Mark, this is signed by every single member of the administrative team. And I want to say on behalf of the district and our teammates, you make a difference. You show us how to love. And welcoming us into your circle is a thing I will never forget. Thank you, sir. And we're going to take a quick break. Again, there's some cookies down here and time for some pictures right up front. And then we'll get started about, 7 or so minutes. All right, so thanks again, B.O.E, for letting us take a couple of moments there to congratulate in person all of our retirees and the families and just a few moments to celebrate and laugh. So thank you so much. So we just have one central office report this evening, and it is just a quick update on the K-8 literacy. We had talked about this a few times through the year, and we have Liz Turner from the Learning Office will speak to here. Then after we're done here, if there are any questions the board has, there's a mic over there if you need it. And then we'll go ahead and take another quick break, and we'll go up front and just close the business side of the agenda. So thanks, Liz.
thank you for this opportunity this evening on this beautiful night of celebrating our retirees and our students, for this chance to offer an update or a wrap-up, and as well as looking ahead on our professional learning in literacy in grades K through 8. So this evening, I will also provide a high-level overview of the new knowledge-building literacy materials we've adopted, which is Great Minds, Wit, and Wisdom. I will take you through the why behind the need for this new material and the process in which helped us arrive at this choice, and a bit about the structure of the program itself. So just to take us back to this time last year, we were in the initial steps in learning about the science of reading, which was sparked by the fresh take on decades-old research on what works in literacy instruction. And Scarborough's reading rope, which is up here on the screen, became a main visual showing how those key elements intertwine and build skilled readers. And a large takeaway in our work has been understanding that both explicit skills instruction in phonological awareness and decoding needs to be paired with knowledge-building opportunities for students to build background knowledge and vocabulary and language in order to be proficient readers. So now let's shift to a recap of this year's professional learning and our partnership with PLC Associates. So we are wrapping up the first year in our 2-year partnership with PLC Associates focused on literacy. And a reminder that we were able to support this professional learning with the help of state ESSER funding. We've also been able to use ESSER funding to launch and continue our K-8 Reading Lab services outside of the school day for students, as well as purchase needed supplies, including things for PAF program and decodable text. And the goal of these ESSER investments and the professional learning investments is, of course, to align our practices with the science of reading and to improve students' performance in literacy. So in the fall, our 3 consultants formed partnerships in our K-8 buildings, and the emphasis was on securing foundational knowledge on the science of reading, and to begin to look at components of high-quality literacy instruction. And from this work, we saw that our approaches to phonemic awareness and phonics instruction, the programs of Hegarty and Foundations, were quite effective, and those will continue to be used moving forward. Our consultants also introduced us to the resource UFly, which comes from the University of Florida Literacy Institute. This is a great supplement to the general phonics instruction, and it can be used to assess and pinpoint needs to inform small group word work, especially in our K-2 classrooms for our young learners. And across the winter and into the spring, our consultants continued to model and coach on those best practices. At the K-5 level, we began discussing the idea of exploring new resources to support the knowledge-building portion of literacy learning and those aspects that we should be keeping in mind. And at the 6-8 level, our consultant worked with content area teachers to support them in learning the implications for literacy instruction and strategies that could be used in the content area setting, because we know all the subjects come together to support the development of students' literacy skills. And throughout this year, I was very grateful to a team of K-8 teachers who gave their time and really collaborated in our K-8 Reading Review Committee. This committee helped to provide feedback on our professional learning experiences. They helped to reflect on our strengths that we had in programming and performance and where we had areas of need. And some also participated with us on the statewide Literacy Brief webinar that took place to share state guidance on literacy programming, moving forward, elements that have to be considered and be in place by September of 2025. And ultimately, really helped us with honest and critical feedback on some new resource options. So that brings us to this spring, and we have adopted Great Minds, Wit, and Wisdom for the knowledge-building literacy portion of K-5 instruction. Our consultants, as well as representatives from Great Minds, will give ongoing implementation support, for the new materials and support practices this coming school year. They will continue to help with modeling and coaching. And at the 6-8 level, our consultant will continue to partner with our teachers on aligning those units of study to the science of reading best practices. And our consultants will also focus in and support tiered services and helping to align those to the Tier 1 instruction. So to stay on the conversation of knowledge building for just a bit, I included this graphic referenced by Natalie Wexler, who is a respected writer and researcher in the field of literacy in education. And she's also the author of The Knowledge Gap. And I like this visual because it's a bit different. It's a little more straightforward, a way to think about that concept of Scarborough's reading rope and the importance of knowledge building. You'll see here we have our paths. One being foundational skills taught and practiced in a systematic way, and the other path, building knowledge, vocab, and syntax through read-alouds and class, whole group, and small discussions. And eventually for students, these paths begin to merge, and students begin to draw on background knowledge and read at higher levels and write at higher levels. And that's why it was important for us to think about shifting practices and focusing professional learning and resources on knowledge building materials. So the look-fors that are listed here come from a combination of elements from the New York State Literacy Briefs, the Knowledge Matters campaign review materials, as well as the Reading League indicators of high-quality knowledge-building materials. We kept in mind that the learning routines and the supports of new curriculum needed to be systemic, fostering stamina and strong reading habits for students, and should include a wide, diverse range of reading materials. And in the structure, students should be able to understand text and demonstrate their understanding through speaking, listening, partner collaboration, and writing. There needed to be a really tight connection between the students' reading and writing combined in one. Student group and collaborative work needed to also be included, where students had a chance to question and discuss reading material, and that the read aloud material used needed to be revisited on multiple occasions. There needed to be clear approaches for vocabulary development, explicit teaching of writing fundamentals with frequent opportunities for students to write. And there needed to be frequent opportunities for various types of text-based response. That was a huge emphasis. So with this knowledge, our reading review team began to further explore the needs that we had and to look at some options. So after that state webinar on the New York State Briefs, we brought our K-8 Reading Review Committee together to bring more teachers' eyes on that guidance and to think about our needs and looking ahead. By April, our K-5 team narrowed knowledge building options, and we did further research and connected with some companies. The companies provided virtual overviews, they did Q&As with us, and sent samples as needed. And by May, we reconvened to collect final teacher feedback. And once again, I was very appreciative of the teachers' time and their commitment and their honesty in that process. We had good options, and it was a matter of thinking about our current student performance and the programming needs, and determining an option that also most closely aligned with those initial look-fors that we had established from the state briefs, as well as the Knowledge Matters campaign and the Reading League. So I was able to take that research and the feedback and make comparisons, and that led to the selection of Great Minds Wit and Wisdom, which has many strengths. So through May and now in June, these new materials have arrived to our buildings. It was also wonderful to have a thinking partner right next door in North Salem, as their elementary school has adopted these materials, I think in the late winter, and they've been piloting some of the lessons with their students this spring. They were kind enough to host us on a K-5 site visit into their classrooms, and also set up a time for Q&A for our teams of teachers. And we look forward to continuing partnering with them through our implementation beginning in the fall. We thank them very much. And then on May 28th, we had our PLC day. We had a Great Minds rep on site to begin launch training at both elementary schools. We were also able to schedule virtual sessions of GEOD's decodables training for our K-2 teams of teachers. And I was appreciative that Great Minds is very supportive, and they have a very rapid response rate when you need support for anything, whether it's professional learning supplies, whatever it may be. And they were able to start these trainings before our teachers head off into their summer work. And that'll take place in July and August. And then on August 29th, on the opening PLC time, we will round out the launch training for both elementary schools. So now, let me introduce you to Wit and Wisdom with just a brief overview. The design of Wit and Wisdom is based on the science of reading research, and the learning modules are built on fiction and nonfiction texts, as well as artwork and visuals that are included. These are real texts that the students engage with. This is not a basal program. And the texts are revisited frequently in the course of each unit of study. And I will be honest from the get-go and say that this is a dense curriculum. It has a lot to offer, though. Within it, there are rich texts and resources. There's opportunity for whole group and small group learning. There's coaching built into each lesson to help teachers think about different types of scaffolds that can be provided to students in need. And the program is based on the principles of universal design for learning, which allows you to think about your end result and to do your pre-planning with the class of students that you have in mind. It's the idea of changing the learning, not changing the learner, which is really important for our young learners especially. A little bit different than just differentiation. That pre-planning ensures that the learning experiences meet the needs of students and offer multiple ways for them to engage, and that there are different ways the information is represented, and there are different ways for students to express their knowledge. So that was definitely a benefit to this option. So this curriculum bases reading, writing, listening, speaking, grammar, and vocabulary in text to help students develop knowledge and skill sets so that they can read and question and write effectively. There are social studies and science connections built in these units so that the students have a bit of that cross-curricular experience and build both the skills and knowledge along the way. The program is designed to be paired with foundations and uses decodable text called GEODs to bridge the students' phonics work that they're doing and connect it to the module topics, units of study and the topics that are within them. There are routines and protocols that support students' inquiry. In addition to the reading material, like I mentioned, there's artwork and photos and music that's integrated to further build students' background knowledge to make those connections. So it's nice that there's many entry points to make connections. So the modules are built with 6 to 8 weeks basically to explore a topic. But the company recognizes and shared with us too that this may be a little bit slower, especially in year one, as teachers are first learning how to acclimate to the structure of the program, like any program you would adopt. Each unit also has a pre and post assessment, and there are formative assessments that are built into the lessons along the way. Each unit also has discussions for students and daily activities with text-based or text-inspired, if it's narrative, writing built in throughout. And close attention is paid to building word knowledge and vocabulary work, and there's opportunity for students to interact independently with texts that are related to the main topic of study. There's also an emphasis on the research-based practice of close reading. The program uses the key steps of wonder, organize, reveal, distill, and know, which of course looks developmentally a little bit different at each grade level, but it keeps that goal of productive struggle, letting students, no matter their ability, grapple with complex text. And there's guidance through that, through many experiences and repeated exposure to those texts. And the students regularly reflect on their learning, building their metacognition, and they write on a daily basis in some form. It should also be noted that all the writing genres are addressed within the knowledge building block. There's a really clear connection. So as I close things down, this visual here just highlights the main components of a daily lesson. Each lesson has a focus and a framing question for the student's inquiry, with opportunities for whole group instruction and small group and partner work and written response. And as I mentioned earlier, the lessons have built-in coaching tips and scaffolds for teachers to use, and there are homework assignments and family resources that connect to the units of study. So thank you again for your time this evening to connect and share. I'm happy to provide further updates along the way and examples as we start this implementation in the fall. And I'm very excited to see what the learning will look like for our students. So thank you.
Sorry, I know it's getting late.
That's okay.
I have a few questions, but I'll just ask one. Is this going to be used in all rooms?
Yes, supplies have been brought for all
Gen Ed
classroom
special ed?
settings. Yes, and teachers will determine best approach for their students in the class that they have, back to that UDL design. But yes, all classrooms will have access.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Thanks, Liz. Before we go to the Friday, I just want to say thank you to Liz for, as I was listening back there, I really like the other graphic that you pulled forward with the two roads leading to one. I really like that, Brother Scarsborough's rope. But it really demonstrates what I think is something that, with your expertise as an elementary educator, literacy expert yourself, you brought that to my understanding, so thank you. And the professional learning support that you have laid in here for next year with our teachers is to be commended. So we're going to go ahead and, Paul, 30-second break, and we're going to go move the screen, and we'll go ahead and finish up with our business side of things. So thank you.
Okay, yes, this brings us to our committee. Oh, wait, are we ready to go back on?
Yep, we're all set.
Okay.
Thank you.
This brings us to our committee reports. Does anyone have anything to share? Heidi shared with me her policy committee update. I think she was the only one there. They reviewed 3 policies. The first is a new policy which replaces the board member conflict of interest policy with a conflict of interest policy which applies to all board officers and district employees. And the other 2, which are on later on to the agenda, were kept as is and reviewed. And then she also gave the Westchester Putnam School Board Association liaison report, and she says Amanda and I, so Heidi and I attended the annual meeting. We had the opportunity to chat with board members from numerous other districts, as well as retired superintendent, who is now the interim at Austin. We've received many compliments on Somers. The presentation topic was on student members on the B.O.E, and a panel of 3 students from Hastings and Croton Harmon school districts shared their experiences with us. A key takeaway was how crucial it is to have a student voice at the table. The students reiterated that there are students who want this opportunity. Some benefits they gained were improved public speaking skills, greater confidence in speaking with and addressing adults, improved understanding of the school district, budget, and school funding. They found it helpful to bridge the gap in communication between students and administration, as they could represent the students to the board and also the board to students. They're actually part of the conversations at the table, not just giving a report. Croton Harmon has 1 student ex officio member. Hastings on the Hudson has an intriguing model with 2, 1 senior, 1 junior, and they serve for 2 years together, which allows the junior to learn from the senior and also for shared responsibilities so they don't have to be at every board meeting. The students in Hastings apply and are then selected to the role, and 1 in Croton Harmon was elected by students. They said the student members often are students involved with student government, but that isn't necessary. Because of time considerations, it wouldn't be recommended to be an officer, student council, and a student board member at the same time. And she also her final duty as Westchester Putnam School Board Association Board of Directors will be as group facilitator during the new board member training I guess was yesterday. Whoever takes over as West Put liaison for Somers next year should make sure to get involved in the various discussion and advocacy opportunities, especially the legislative forum in the winter. And the student member was actually really intriguing discussion because there is a bill currently sitting in the legislature that might be a requirement. So it's something for us to consider again next year. Let's see. We had our final CWAC meeting, and I just wanted to throw out there that it was a great meeting. We talked about steps moving forward from next year, but what was awesome is that they went through how kids have moved from, struggling to thriving in some cases, and they were able to really capture students that they didn't know about before. Anyone else have a committee report? Okay. Move on to financial reports. We have acceptance of warrant reports, statements of revenues, treasurer's report, budget status report. We just have to accept that, right, Nancy?
Yes, just acknowledge it, yep.
All right. Be it resolved that the Board of Education, having received copies of minutes of the meeting of 5/28/24, hereby approves the same.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Abstentions? Noes? Okay. All right. Personnel consent agenda. Resolved that the Board of Education, upon recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, hereby approves the attached personnel agenda.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Okay. CSE, CPSE. Resolved that the Board of Education, having received copies of recommendations of the meetings as listed on the attached memo, hereby approves the same.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Okay. Business consent agenda. Resolved that the Board of Education, upon recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, hereby approves the attached business agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? All right. And brings us to the policy first read. Resolved that upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Board of Education of the Somer Central School District does hereby accept the following new policy for first reading. 2170, Board Member Conflict of Interest.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Can we discuss it just a little bit?
Yep.
I have, I
Sorry.
marked up a number, and maybe it's best if I just submit this to the committee. For me, reading through it, it was a little wordy and confusing.
Okay.
I don't know that it's value to go through all
wanna
of these
just
on here, but I would
Summarize
like
it and then submit to the committee.
Yeah, I can
Okay.
just send this over to the committee, and then
Yep.
maybe they can take a look at that and see what
For
we
the
come up
second
with.
read?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so sorry. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I think we did that.
Yeah. Okay. Policies reviewed. Resolved that upon recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Board of Education, having done a review of board policies, does hereby accept the following policies to remain in as is with no changes required at this time. 2350, communication with the board, and 5405, district nutrition and wellness.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Okay. Brings us to our second public forum for the evening. Does anyone have any public comments? Okay. Keep moving. Brings us to final comments.
Just congratulations to the students and teachers who were recognized for academic and athletic achievement, and congratulations to the retirees.
Yeah, I'll second that. Thank you to the retirees. I think I have a lot of pride that we have so many of our professionals that are retiring from our district. I think that says a lot. It says a lot about their dedication, of course, and we know from all the words that were said about them, all the terrific things in lives that they've impacted. I think it says a lot about our district that they stay here all the way through to their retirement. So I think that's terrific. Student achievements, always so impressed and fantastic. Blown away by what everyone's doing. I wanted to add a comment. I listened to, there's some podcasts that the district puts out, and there was a recent one that was talking about the bond that we're going to be putting forth for 2025, which we've talked about, over the years. And it was a great podcast to listen to. I think it really highlights the strength of the team that we have here, and bringing in a lot of people to evaluate what the needs are. We're going to have to figure out what needs to go onto this bond. So it's going to be some exciting opportunities beyond we know the conditions of some of the asphalt. But one thing that's excited, and Dr. Blanche, you've talked about this years ago, that this was coming down the road about opportunities to reimagine learning spaces and how we teach and how we learn and how we work together. I think that's some really exciting opportunities. I'm excited to find out what those might be and what we're able to do. And I love the fact that we've got a strong team working on that, and that you've led with your leadership and the leadership in the district. I'm looking forward to this opportunity. I want to also throw out there, I was at the fashion show. I know it was mentioned earlier, and what a cool experience. And it just highlights there's a lot that goes in putting on that show, both academically and just with talent. And it was a lot of fun. Really some cool things. The diverse opportunities we have here are just fantastic. That's it. That's what I got. Thank you.
Congratulations to all the students who were here, who got recognized tonight, all from the world, language, arts, and athletes as well. Congratulations to all the staff who retired tonight and who got recognized for their retirement tonight. I wish them all good luck and enjoyment in the new coming chapters of their life. I was also at SEPTA Awards last night. That was a great event, and another congratulations to all the award recipients from last night. And thank you, Liz, for your for speaking tonight about the new program.
I also want to say congratulations to all the retirees. I wish them the best, and also congratulations to all the students on their achievements. I think tonight really showcases a true celebration of what this is all about, and about the fantastic student educators we have in our school district. So I was also at the SEPTA Awards last night with Pat, and it's such a great night. Several great educators were also honored, and a very special night. It's some of my favorite times of year. I don't know if everyone saw, but the Board of Regents released their recommendations on graduation requirements yesterday. And a few things kind of stuck out of me, and I promise to keep it brief because I know we've been here for a while. But they're recommending the adoption of a New York State Portrait of a Graduate. So it's going to be, students are now going to have to show proficiency as critical thinkers, innovative problem solvers, literate across content areas, culturally competent, socially emotionally competent, effective communicators, and global citizens. They're going to redefine credits of how, it'll be focused on proficiency rather than time-based units, so the students will be allowed to demonstrate their proficiency in numerous ways, like projects, presentations, real-world work experiences, capstone projects. Regents will still be available as an option. The goal is to create a more equitable educational system that allows for multiple measures to be used to assess what students know while maintaining the rigor. And they say they still have a lot to figure out, and I'm sure they will. This is not going to be a process that happens overnight. But basically, you're not going to have to take a certain amount of regents to get a high school diploma anymore. And they're going to move towards one diploma. And I think what's awesome about that is that what stood out for me about all of this is that the track direction of our school district that's already been taken now for several years. So I love that, again, we're ahead of the curve, just like how the Learning Office with Liz's presentation tonight with the science of reading, that came out earlier this year. We've already been well into the process, so we're ahead of the curve, and we're just ahead of the curve again. So I just want to recognize and take a moment to recognize all the hard work that the teachers and the Learning Office and our administration have put into making this happen, because this is exactly what our school district has been working towards now for several years. So I think it's great that there's going to be multiple pathways for kids to achieve their high school diploma and show their proficiency and their strengths, and not just in taking a test. So.
I'll just go ahead and pick that up, and a couple other things. So the perfect example of the pathways and opportunity was we saw 15 of our children here this year. Second year it's been offered as the seal of biliteracy. Went from 5 to 15, not a bad return on your investment there as far as I can tell, if my math is right. And so the pathway continues. There is also the idea and we've talked before about continuing the idea about the career program at the high school, which is an international baccalaureate element. That would, again, really do a great job of meeting that, completing a locally developed capstone project that you would see inside of there. So the pathways that you described is exactly what takes place in there, either be it the International Baccalaureate Program, the Advanced Placement Program. Mr. Baird talked about Mike Fry, who's retiring right now, and our project Lead the Way. All of those experiences that currently exist in this new framework will be recognized as the ability for students to get a complete recognized package to go ahead and be delivered with. So to get their graduation, if need be, they need to take a Regents, they can mix that in too. Yep. So the choice is going to be a powerful one for us, and I think we're seeing what's happening with kids. I guess the last piece that I had, just as I was listening this evening to my colleagues and hear about my teacher colleagues and seeing some of my teacher colleagues here today with us still, education is way more about than just imparting knowledge, especially now with AI and all that good stuff. It is truly about inspiring change, and the change will take place through our children. I want to thank you to our teachers for inspiring change. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh. Sorry, because I don't want to flub the words. Be resolved that this regular meeting of the Board of Education be adjourned.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.